Hi everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining me for the new month, new me challenge for May. I wish I can say that training will be on the same date, same time every month, but sometimes life gets busy and I am also currently preparing for an online course that will launch very soon and I'm super excited about it. So, this month, so much happened, and I have gained so many insights from my inner circle training with Dean Graziosi. I also got some insights from Addicted to Success with Joel Brown, and then our very own local master coach, Lizette, who has the group Confidently Stepping Up. My big challenge was, what do I want to share with my favorite audience? If anyone truly knows me, when I learn something, I burn to share it. And this month, I learned so much. Then I realized, what keeps me from reaching my goals? Those goals I want, but sometimes avoid. That is when I realized that I want to talk about my own mindset shifts that helps me to move forward on my bad days. And believe me, even as a coach and someone who I like to believe has a great mindset, I also have bad days. Tough to believe, but let's be honest. How often do you think to yourself, what is wrong with me? Why do I struggle so much with to reach my goals? When will I stop making excuses and go after my dreams? Whatever the struggle is, we all go through these periods in our lives where we want to give up, where we want to lower our standards, where we want to settle for second best. I battle with these questions each time I try something new. I will get overwhelmed and then think of the best way to procrastinate. Not really consciously, but I do it. So, does that sound familiar to you? Let's start with the 5 mindset shifts that help me overcome my bad days and get me in action to work towards my goals. Number 1, mind your self talk. I have realized that self talk can break you down to another level. Sometimes it can be a simple goal like I want to get back into shape. Now, don't laugh at me. I gained all this weight by having fun. It was dinners and socials with my family and friends, and I enjoyed every moment. Now, when you enjoy something this much, it can be challenging trying to live a different lifestyle, especially to convince my mind. I will go out, I will promise myself that I will count my intake of food and drinks. And as you probably can imagine, before I know it, I am no longer accountable for my intake. No, there is nothing. Usually, I get very clever with my negotiations with myself, especially when I have those sweet pleasures, I would call them. I will tell myself that I will move around, I will dance and be busy so that I can work everything off. Yay. Then I start telling myself how bad I am, that I don't realize how important this is to look and feel good. How I can fail each time and it goes on and on. Usually, that is the same thing I do with every goal when I go off track. I just pull myself down. It doesn't matter if it is my goals for my love relationship, if it is my goals of being the best mom, or just my goals for taking my business to a next level. I am my own worst friend. If I ever spoke to my friends or my kids that way, or in a similar way I speak to myself, I don't think anybody would ever talk to me if I did that. I think they might hate me. But, wow, we all tend to be our own worst critics. So, I learned to catch myself when I have these critical conversations with myself, where I don't think that I am good enough. Those conversations where I don't think I am committed enough, where I just want to strip myself from my rank or any rank I have ever received because I am such a terrible person. Breaking yourself down or anyone down that you care about is never a good thing. It does do more damage than good. So change your self-talk. Instead of telling yourself you have failed, tell yourself, true, I failed. That wasn't the greatest decision. However, there is something to learn from it. And I'll get to this in another step. Perhaps you needed a bit of self-care. Give yourself a hug and say, yes, we failed this time. Together, we can do something better and change things. But don't be too hard on yourself. Self-talk brings you down. I always smile when I imagine my husband doing the self-talk. He is definitely not comfortable as our girls. I can imagine a lot of people are not comfortable telling to themselves, hey, don't be that way. But let me not get carried away and let's get back to focus. The thing is, nobody eats an elephant, an entire elephant in all one bite. This brings me to number 2. Know yourself and know your strength. So many people give advice, and to be truthful, I love helping people as well. However, know yourself and what works for you, and know what will not work for you, your limitations at the current stage of your life. Don't try to be some kind of mother, some kind of father, some kind of child for your parents, some kind of manager, worker. Don't try to be anyone else that you're not. We all see people do great things and then we think we should follow their advice or their steps and we will be just as great. Sometimes it works, but guess what? I know this, that everybody is not the same and not everything works the same for everybody. So, we always have to understand ourselves and be true to ourselves. If you hate sports, but you love your kids, don't volunteer to go for a run with them. It is totally fine not to work out with them. You can support them from the sideline and be the best supporter ever. It's probably better for you to do it that way, as you might injure yourself trying to play rugby, catch a ball, I don't know, whatever sport your kids do. Perhaps one of your friends told you about this diet that you can follow, and it totally worked for them. If you're a woman, this probably sounds familiar. I tried this several times with a specific diet. Yes, I lost everything that I wanted to. But because I deprived myself not just of food, but also from my social connection, I ended up with double the weight afterwards. So I had to do my own research and ensure that I do something where I can have a cheat and enjoy my socializing, as that is where I fail every time. I had to find exercises that worked for me. I'm not a long distance runner or cyclist. I love short distances and quick things. Could be confidence as well, but that's what I love at this point of time in my life. And after a lot of research, I found what worked for me and at the pace that I am comfortable with. When I'm around my kids or my husband, it is always the best to be myself. Somehow, every time in the past when I try to be more like someone I thought they will tell me I am terrible and they don't think they like what I'm doing. Then there are times where I have these strange expectations of my family and my loved ones. It is actually very funny, especially when you think that I want them to do what I like, or I want them to do something that's similar to the picture in my head. No, that doesn't work that way. And as kids are always so sincere and they find it very easily to tell you that they don't like the things you do. Sometimes my husband tells me the same. And it's funny, when I think about it, it is our loved ones that when they tell us something, it is fine and we will work on ourselves. But it's so easy to forget to live up to our own expectations and not somebody else's expectations, to be true to ourselves, not to change our standards of life to fit in or to be accepted by other people. Yes, we still do it as adults. However, be true to yourself. So know yourself, know what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, know your values and who you truly are, without any labels that we so easily give ourselves. Number 3, know what success looks like right now. Dean Graziosi also mentioned it in our Inner Circle talk. I think sometimes we tend to look at this big picture and our big dreams that we want. We look at this huge success and sometimes it feels so far away, but without any influence. What does success look to you right now? Now, today, at this very moment? Is it perhaps being in a better mood each day? Is it when you reach a certain milestone of your goal? Is that success being more playful, being more joyful, and not allowing people to get you down? Perhaps that success is being able to exercise for 10 minutes or to walk around the block. What is that success for you? For me, success right now is to get more customers that I can inspire, being better in my relationship, and allow my adult children to be who they want to be and do things on their own, make their own decisions, being independent. When I go to bed at night and I had fun with my work and everything I did during the day, that I enjoyed most of my day, I write in my gratitude journal about the magic that happened today. That is how success looks like for me. But it is only at this point in my life. And each person's success is different every day. When you bring your focus to the present. Success looks different when you are depressed versus extremely happy. That picture just totally looks different. You can't imagine that success for that day looks the same. So, as we are never in the same circumstances, know what your success looks like for you today. That will also help you to be in the present and not too hard on yourself about that big picture of success you have in the future. you can learn to be successful every day. Number 4, celebrate your small wins and every step you take towards your success. I learned this in a book called Tiny Habits. And this is the best feeling, to celebrate each day for everything that you do. Celebrate each task, celebrating catching those thoughts that where we break ourselves down, celebrating each feeling that we have which we didn't want to have. This is not working. Number 4, celebrate your small steps to your goals, your small wins. This I learned in a book I read called Tiny Habits. Celebrate waking up feeling better than the day before. Celebrate doing each task towards your bigger goal. Celebrate each thought that you catch, that you don't want, and you turn it around. Celebrate feeling good. Celebrate everything that you can. When I was still part of the corporate world, we learned about the new way, new work, and it required celebration every month or bi-weekly. And we will celebrate our progress and what we have done and all of that. And recently I discovered why this was important. When you celebrate, your brain gets dopamine and it takes you in, and it makes you feel good, and then you want to do even more great things. Now imagine if you clap your hands for yourself, obviously, if you shout out in your head, yes, yes, and you celebrate like that, or you lift your head and feel proud as you celebrate inside that you just finished that task, that one task that allowed you to move forward. You just allowed your child an opportunity to grow without telling them what to do. You just finished a 10-minute exercise, or perhaps you just declined an opportunity to do something you don't like. Whatever it is, celebrate each small win. Excuse me. This brings us to number 5. Our final one for this month. Find opportunities in failure and grow from it. We might not think so all the time, that failure is good, or we might be in denial as this is not happening according to the picture in our mind where everything goes smooth and wonderful. Think back to a time that you failed according to your own standards in your own professional or personal life, when you felt you failed, perhaps to be a great wife. Maybe you failed being a great parent. Maybe you failed to follow a stupid diet or a simple diet like I did. Maybe you failed to do that task that move you forward to the next level. I don't know what it is. If you look at that situation where you felt that you failed, you will definitely find something and learn from it. Recently, I realized when I failed, I wasn't living up to my expectations or the correct expectations of myself, and I wasn't true to myself. I wanted to be like one of my mentors, or how I thought my loved ones wanted me to be, or do something at their pace. Perhaps I tried to eat the entire elephant with one bite and realized I could not even open my mouth so big to eat the elephant with one bite. Not that I will try to eat an elephant, but you get the picture. I don't eat elephants, okay? Or perhaps That just wasn't me. And I had to learn a lesson to find out how to do something differently. There is a saying that only fools do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. When you fail, do you allow yourself to change, or do you follow the same steps again? Or do you figure out, what can I do differently? Oh yes, and don't overthink how you can do it differently. Just move on. Otherwise, you will never take action and you will never get to the outcome. Don't overthink either. Sometimes things work out and sometimes things don't. Whatever the outcome is, the nice thing is you can try it differently, as now you have the experience of how to not do it. Once again, don't be hard on yourself because you have failed. Learn from it. Grow from it. You will never be successful if you never had challenges to overcome. I would like to close the session with a story that Dean told us about a gambler. The gambler died and went to his next life. There were slot machines everywhere. He went to each machine and each time he won. It was just amazing. Towards the end of the day, he was still winning, but it was no longer as exciting. A man passed by and the gambler said to him, "Hey, is heaven not great?" The man looked at him and answered, "Who said it is heaven?" Yes, who said it's heaven? It is through our trials and our failures that we grow and we become a better version of ourselves. It is through realizing it, loving ourselves enough to allow bad moments, to allow mad days, and to grow from them. Yes, grow from them. It is always about being just one step better than yesterday, and grow at your own pace. So, for this new month, New Me challenge, go be the best version of yourself. Be your best friend. When you talk to yourself, live to your own capabilities and celebrate each win and grow from your failure. And if I have to ask, if there's anything you think we can add so that we can improve yourself, where you get over your procrastination when you don't want to complete a task, please comment below and let us know what it is. I love to learn from other people as well. So, thank you for listening to me, and I will see you next month. Bye for now.